Hello and welcome to this Adeptus Mechanicus detachment review, where today we're going to be looking at the Data-Psalm Conclave. So we're going to be looking at the Detachment Rule, the Enhancements, the Stratagems, some Spotlight units, and Jake, take it away, my friend.
Well, before we do, there's two things we need to say. First off, massive thank you to Games Workshop for sending us a preview copy of the Adeptus Mechanicus Codex. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to bring you this awesome content. But two, like in the Scutari Hunters cohort, this is the complete opposite. So this is based around your Cult Mechanicus units. So to sort of go through what a Cult Mechanicus unit is, it's any tech priest and techno-archaeologist, electro priests, cataphon breachers and destroyers, and so on and so forth. So basically anything that's not a Legio Cybernetica or a Scutari. So because of this doesn't mean there's as many units that this benefits. However, the detachment rule is pretty good.
Pretty tasty.
I'm gonna say this. If you knew of 7th edition 40k, like I've said in a few of these, there used to be two codexes. There used to be Scutari and there used to be the Cult Mechanicus Codex. So this rule is actually a sort of throwback to that. Okay. Because this is called the Benedictions of the Omnissiah. Right. And Elliot, I'm looking at you. My friend Elliot used to play Cult Mechanicum all the time. He had 8 Castellan robots and he loved his life. Nobody else loved it. I'm looking at you with this. This detachment review is dedicated to you, my friends. So, Benediction of the Omnissiah. At the start of the first battle round, you select one of the following benedictions to be active for your army until the end of the battle. Okay. So, there's only 2. Right, sure, right. So,
pick one or the other.
So, first one is paganistic progression. Yep. I think I got that right. Each time a Cult Mechanicum unit from your army makes a ranged attack that targets a unit within half range, improve the armor penetration characteristic by 1.
Not bad.
Really good, actually, because again, when you think about this, looking at it comboing with the Doctrinal Imperatives, you then could shoot a unit in your opponent's deployment zone as well.
Is that how they shoot?
Well, some of them do, because actually some of them have like jazz hands.
Ah, Data-Psalm.
Yeah.
Data-Plasm.
Data-Plasm. And you could get -2. And again, on the Corpuscarii Electro Priest, which are the ones with the jazz hands, they have no AP, but they've got a lot of shots. They're 3 shots with Sustain 2. Nice. So now we've got Sustain 2, and they're now Strength 5, AP 2. Yeah. Pretty good.
Pretty tasty.
Then you've got Sadistic in Savagery. Citation in Savagery. We'll just go with it. Yeah. Each time in the Cult Mechanicum unit from your army is selected to fight, if that unit made a charge move, you get a +1 strength and attack.
Ooh. So I like this one.
This is pretty good. So what I've instantly noticed has jumped off the page at me is that this benefits majorly depending on which Electro Priest type you want to go. Yeah. Because you've got the Fulgurite Electro Priest. It's one or the other, but the Fulgurite Electro Priest, I believe, the ones with the staffs. Yeah. The Corpuscarii are the ones with the jazz hands. Yeah, sure. And they're more shooting. Yeah. And you've got the staff ones, which are more combat. And the combat on these guys are really decent because they're 2 damage dev wounds. Okay, sure. But they're only 2 attacks. So actually having this go to 3 attacks could be quite useful. I think the obvious choice is going the progression one for the extra AP. Yep. Because there's more units that would benefit from it. Yeah, sure. But equally, if you want to build a whole army of 30 of these chaps, please go for it because I think they're awesome models. Yeah, so yeah, detachment rule, it's okay. Yeah. Again, I'm going to give it the same. I've got to give it the same benefit that's out as the Scutari detachment because you're not affecting your whole army. Naturally, this isn't as great. Yeah. And we've just got to be fair on that.
Yeah, and you've just basically again you are channeling your army down one route. Yeah. And you have to focus on that route to get the most benefit out of the army.
So, yeah, and what we mean by that is, obviously, because the Cult Mechanicum have less units, you are going to want to put a lot more Scutari units in this book.
You're going to be duplicating data sheets,
but you're building your army around the Cult Mechanicum. Like, your damage is going to be this Cult Mechanicum side, and then you'll just be using your Scutari units as more of a buffer.
Yeah, and raw data sheet profiles from them rather than... the extras.
So yeah, so that is the detachment rule.
All right, nice.
It's okay. The best thing to say.
Yeah. Nice.
Let's go, I guess, to the enhancements.
Enhancements next, mate.
But before we continue, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, The Outpost. If you're looking for great deals on your miniatures, paints, and gaming supplies, we've got you covered. Their wide variety of exceptional service makes them the go-to destination for all hobby needs. So don't wait. Check out The Outpost today. Link in the description below.
Okay, Jake, so what's the first enhancement, mate?
So the first enhancement is Mechanicum Locum. So again, little caveat here, so I don't have to keep repeating myself. All of these can only be taken on tech priests. Cool. So what we mean by tech priest, Manipulus, tech priest, Enfiensive, tech priest, Dominus. So sort of, these are the people we're really looking at with these enhancements. So the first one is Mechanicus Locum. So the bearer has a leadership characteristic 6+, and once per battle at the start of any phase, you can select one friendly Cult Mechanicum unit that is battle shocked to be unbattle shocked within 12.
Yep.
Meh. It's fine. Like, meh. But it's fine. Like, it's not brilliant, but it's not dreadful.
It can come in handy if you need that objective, but it's not.
If you rather use your CP somewhere else.
If you've got like spare points, chuck it on.
Yeah, exactly that. But I think there's the rest of the three are much better.
So what's the next one then, mate?
Mantiple of Gosnikra?
Mantle of Gnostikar.
So, Tech Priest model only. Each time an attack is allocated to the bearer, change the damage characteristic to 1. Now, this is really solid on a Tech Priest Dominus because he gives his unit a 5+ Feel No Pain. And he himself has a 5+ Feel No Pain.
That's pretty naughty.
It is really good. So again, if you really need like a clutch character, which again, as we go through with some of the stratagems and stuff, you'll notice that having the characters are really useful. Having this would be really good.
Yeah, I like it.
Equally, you could have this on maybe a Manipulus, or a Engine Seer, and he could just have him on his own, and he turns all the damage to 1. So he can't just be sniped out.
Yeah, sure.
So again, I like it, but not loads.
Yeah.
The next two I do really like. So we've got Data Blessed Auto Sermon. So Tech Priest model only. Once per battle at the start of your command phase, you can select the Benediction and Omnisite you did not select at the start of the first battle round. Until the start of your next command phase, that Benediction is active for the bearer's unit in addition to the one that wasn't which was already active. Basically, once per game, you get both Benedictions.
It depends on what unit you're putting it on.
I think for the Electro Priest with the Jazz Hands, the Corpuscari, this is quite good because the shooting profile they get like a lesser version in combat as well.
Okay, sure.
So actually having more attacks in combat could be good.
Yeah.
Again, having a Tech Priest in that unit will give them a 4+ Feel No Pain. Yeah. That's his rule. He gives his unit a 5 up, but if it's Electro Priest, gives them a 4 up.
Yeah.
Really solid there.
Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, it's okay. But finally, I think my favourite enhancement is the Tempocoria.
Sure.
This gives his unit fight first.
Oh, nice.
So again, it means you could take this big unit of the Corpuscari or the Fulgurite and their fight first. I probably would take this weirdly on the Corpuscari because then the Overwatch is really devastating. Then you get to fight first again.
Yep.
It's like, have you ever played Batman Arkham Origins?
Yes.
Where he has the electric hands.
Yes.
And he's there like, shh. That's how I imagine it. Like someone charges in. It's like, oh, fight first. Yeah, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Like overall, it's quite odd though because all of these enhancements don't really actually do much for your shooting.
Okay.
It's all really more for your combat or being close. So it's just for me, it's weird to see.
Yeah.
But saying that, I think we should look at the stratagems.
Let's look at the stratagems next, and then we can kind of come up with an all-rounder of what the detachment's like, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a moment to appreciate Colourforge, our fantastic sponsor. Their range of spray paints has become our go-to for making our miniatures come to life quickly and efficiently. The quality and variety of colours they offer are truly unmatched, providing a smooth application for stunning effects every time. Check out Colourforge for your next hobby project.
Okay, Jake, so what's the first stratagem?
So we've got Incarnation of the Iron Soul.
Incantation
of the Iron Soul.
Yeah.
This series of videos will just be me pronouncing Warhammer words and Jordan going, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Reading my girlfriend's accent. So 1 CP, this is a battle tactic. Any phase just after you've allocated a mortal wound to an occult mechanicum unit from your army, that model's unit gets a 4+ Feel No Pain against mortal wounds.
Okay.
Now, this is okay.
It'd be good on breaches, right?
It would be good on breaches. It's just a slight shame that the Dominus gives me a 5 up anyway.
Yeah.
And mortal wounds are very scarce in the game.
Yes.
As Custodes found out.
Yeah.
So yeah, this would have been great without Dev Wounds changing, but I still think is a good stratagem. It's very
good to have in the pocket, right?
Yeah, because how many times is like a tank charging you on it? It's going to tank shock me, do 6 mortals and just kill me off. This now you can just do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's great. I think that's really, really good. Next, we've got Tribute of the Emphatic Veneration.
No, Tribute of Emphatic Veneration.
Tribute of Emphatic Veneration.
Yeah, that
whatever.
one.
Start of your movement phase. 1 Cult Mechanicum unit from your army and 1 enemy unit within 18 inches. That unit must take a battle shock test. And if the test is failed until the start of your next command phase, each time a model in that enemy unit makes an attack, you subtract 1 from the hit roll. Now, This is very weird because this is in your movement phase. You make a unit take a battle shock check, and if they fail it, they're -1s a hit. So it's good if they're a combat unit.
But my issue with this is you are banking on your opponent failing a battle shot.
And you have to pay 1 CP.
And you have to pay 1 CP even if they pass it. So there's a chance of the stratagem.
So you just go 1 CP, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame.
I don't think you're going to be.
I don't think you'll ever. This is a very niche clutch one. Like
I would never. I just genuinely would ignore it as a stratagem.
Yeah, I think when we sort of go into more of them, you'll see maybe a bit more play. But overall, that is one of the worst stratagems.
Yeah.
So the next stratagem is Chance of the Remorseless Fist. I know I definitely got that right because of maybe a clip you haven't seen.
Yeah.
So this is in the fight phase. 1 Cult Mechanicus unit from your army that has not been selected to fight until the end of the phase. You get +1 to wound on your melee weapons.
Nice.
This is really good.
Yeah.
So again, like sort of thinking about those Electro Priests, we've now got a unit of Electro Priests of the Corpuscari with the Jazz Hands that have a really devastating Overwatch.
Yep.
Extra AP on their shooting. And then maybe could go fights first, use this, bang.
Yeah.
Or you've got the staves, and you go more into the combat build, and they're now getting dev wounds with +1 to wound. They'll be strength 7 in the benediction. It's pretty good.
It's pretty
good.
I like it.
But equally as well, you could have your breaches with their arc claws.
Yeah.
Which are like mini power fists.
Yeah.
You could have your Tech Priest Dominus with his axe, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think this is a good
+1 to wound and melee is always good.
Yeah. No matter who you are as well, I think it's fair to say.
It's brilliant.
So yes, that's pretty good. Next we've got Litany of the Electromancer. So you're shooting phase 1 Cult Mechanicus unit from your army. Roll a d6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches of that unit, adding 1 to the result if that unit is an Electro Priest unit. On a 5+, they take d3 mortal wounds. It's pretty great. Yeah. So you could just have a little unit of Electro Priest go in, shoot something. And the other thing about the Corpuscari is their rule has actually changed. So instead of it now being they both get the same rule for the Fulgurite and the Corpuscari, the Corpuscari's rule is now once they shoot a unit, they give it like the Basilisk effect. So -2 move, -2 advance, -2 charge.
Fantastic.
So you now have this like small 5-man unit that could sort of come in, run in with their assault weapons in the Conquer Imperative, shoot, and then you can use this stratagem and go, here's a bunch more wounds.
Yeah.
Very good. I
love it.
I think it's funny because Cult Mechanicum, you normally think of the breaches and stuff.
Yeah.
But actually, the Electro Priests are really sort of carrying this detachment.
Yeah, I really like this. Do they have grenades by any chance?
No, they don't. I don't believe they do.
Okay.
But we can have a look at that. So next we've got Verse of Vengeance.
Yeah.
Notice there's very music themes here.
I like it.
Or Hulu
The
football.
choir of the mechanic.
It's very football chant.
Yeah.
Verse of Vengeance. Verse of Vengeance.
Verse of Vengeance.
And then fight phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets, you pick 1 Cult Mechanicum unit from your army that was selected as a target, and you get fight on death on a 4-up. Pretty good. It's okay. It's okay. Like again,
for 1 CP, you could do it, and it could mean combat army is cool.
For a 10-man unit, it depends how many models are in your unit.
5-man units, I wouldn't use it.
No, but a 10-man unit of Electro Priest for staves.
Yeah.
Just
if you know you're going to die, then
it's pretty good. Sure. So I do like that. And then finally, we've got Luminescent Blessing.
Luminescent Blessing. Yeah.
So this is your opponent shooting phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. 1 Cult Mechanicum unit from your army that's selected as a target. You get 4+ vulnerable save. So
nice.
Pretty good. 1 CP, give your unit breach the 4-up involved.
So they get a 4-up involved for 1 CP, but in the original detachment it costs 2 CP.
But in the original detachment, you do potentially get the choice of picking 2 units.
Okay, sure.
Whereas in this, you just get to pick 1. Yeah. But it's still great because the Manipulus has a once per game 4-up involve.
Yeah.
But you have to declare that at the start of the phase.
Sure.
The Dominus, however, if you put the Dominus, let's say, in your Fulgurite Electro Priest, your Fulgurite Electro Priest for saves, then -1 to be wounded, and then you can give him a 4-up invul and a 4-up feel no pain. It makes a unit that normally you'd look at and go, that would be easy to kill.
Yeah.
Actually go, oh, I haven't killed it.
Yeah, exactly.
So overall, stratagems, I think, are a definite winner here.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they definitely carry the detachment a bit more.
Yep.
If you were to say around and ask me, would I use this detachment? It would be a no, but only because I feel, one, it doesn't fit my playstyle as a personal thing. And two, I just think that because it's so limited on the units that are benefiting from this, like you're like the Skitarii one, like it took away a lot of units, but you still had a big lot to choose from.
Yeah.
Whereas in this detachment, you're now gone even smaller.
Yeah, sure.
But with that being said, the rules, the stratagems, all that are really nice for those units. And I think a definite standout unit for me, if we're going to go into top units.
And now for a word from our sponsor, C Studios. They are the experts in providing professional miniature painting services, ensuring your armies always look their best on the battlefield. Whether you're a seasoned veteran or just starting out, C Studios can help bring your miniatures to life. Don't miss out on their quality craftsmanship.
Are the Electro Priests.
Yeah.
They benefit from either benediction. They're quite, well costed.
Yeah.
They've got great shooting output or combat output or both.
Yeah.
And yeah.
There's a lot of combos you can do with them, which is nice. I mean, they sound very tanky as well.
Yeah.
With the Tech Priest. The one thing that obviously we said is it's very combat orientated.
It can be quite combat oriented. I think it's quite interesting because you've got some good shooting choices, but also you have some good combat choices.
So what combat units do you actually have available as an AdMech player? Because I mean, it's only them, right?
Well, as a Cult Mechanicum player, you only have your Electro Priests.
Do these guys get any combat weapons?
You can give them. They can have arc claws, but the thing is, they're quite slow, and you'd rather just be in the shooting benediction for them.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to get close enough, because they've got to get within half range to be able to get their rapid fire on their arc guns.
Okay.
So you'd rather just have an extra AP there.
Yeah, sure.
Instead of going, well, I'll go the extra attacks. But obviously for combat, for the Chant of Remorseless Fist, all that sort of stuff, they've got like Power Fist equivalents. So just to go, here's +1 a wound on that, could actually be quite hitty.
Yeah.
And they get the re-rolls as well. So yeah, overall, I think this attachment is okay.
Yeah.
But I, again, feel that if you want to play Cult Mechanicum because you love the models, this detachment is definitely for you. Lots of Electro Priests, lots of breaches. Putting the Skitarii units in there for your mission play, like your Sterilizers, your Cerberus Raiders, your Sulphur Hounds, and then having a bit of slightly heavier shooting in the form of your Onagers and your Dragoons.
Yeah.
But then if you're looking at it, we've then put way more Skitarii units in our detachment than we have our Cult Mechanicum units.
Yes.
And that's when it becomes a bit of a problem.
Yeah, sure. Dude, thank you for running through this detachment with me. Guys, back home, if you do have any questions, obviously put it in the comments below. And obviously, if you're excited for this one again, just let us know. It seems like it's got play.
It's got a lot of interesting stuff. And again, as somebody who is looking at taking AdMech once, everything's settled.
Yeah.
Also, I've got a few models I want to put into our Adeptus Mechanicus army.
Yeah.
I'll be really excited to see what comes of it. So.
Exactly. Well, guys, thank you for watching. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe the video. And obviously, we'll see you in a video very soon.